Jean-Philippe Mateta's rise to becoming one of the Premier League's top strikers has been yet another fantastic achievement from Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner. In this video, we're going to analyse Mateta's thriving role in Crystal Palace's tactics and understand how and why Glasner's reign as Palace boss has been the making of the French striker. Let's go. Hello and welcome back to the Total Football Analysis YouTube channel, where twice a week we're going to be taking a deep dive into the tactics that make the beautiful game so brilliant. Oliver Glasner perfectly identified Mateta's profile and crucially recognised how to get the best out of him more than the likes of Roy Hodgson or Patrick Vieira, who had coached him at Selhurst Park before. The Austrian coach knew that he needed to play to Mateta's strengths, and around him, over time, built an attack that's arguably, right now, one of the best in the Premier League. In fact, Palace currently rank first for the highest expected goals, and so far have created the most big chances in the league too. This graphic on the screen now goes some way to quantifying Glasner's impact on Mateta's game. In the 21-22 and 22-23 seasons, Mateta's shot volume stayed roughly the same, but his shot quality certainly wasn't great. However, the 24-25 campaign was Mateta's first full season playing under Oliver Glasner. As Glasner redesigned his attacking system, worked continuously with his players, he totally refined their tactical understanding. In Mateta's case, the striker displayed a marked improvement in his positioning, movement, and shot locations over the course of the campaign, with a whopping 69.7% of Mateta's Premier League XG coming in the second half of that season. And I can tell you so far this season, those levels are not dropping whatsoever. Mateta is shooting more than ever and, crucially, taking advantage of better opportunities to score. Mateta's vastly improved XG numbers point to him taking a greater proportion of shots from closer to goal, and this has come about due to an efficient attacking system which is funneling chances to Mateta in high value positions with better movements from the attacker himself. This screenshot, taken from a game between Palace and Newcastle in the 21-22 season, is an example of the kind of runs and positions Mateta took up during this period. Of course, pre-Glasner. The forward was asked often to make runs into the channels, which saw him positioning himself outside the width of the goalpost and looking to get him behind quite a lot too. If we move over to this final screenshot, we see the result. Mateta receives the ball, but is forced to take a shot from this position in a poor location. It's from outside the box, and unsurprisingly, he doesn't test the goalkeeper. This is another example from the same season, and it leads to a similar outcome. Once again, the ball is played over the top and in behind, with Mateta's job being to get onto the end of it and ultimately, at the very least, have a shot on goal. But just like last time, when Mateta does receive the ball, the shooting location is ridiculously challenging, not helped by the fact he's also got two defenders in close proximity. These types of chances are not Mateta. They just don't suit him. His strengths lie in tight spaces, contact duels, and drifting away from defenders in the box to find a yard of space. This is an example from Palace's 3-3 draw with Bournemouth earlier this season, and straight away we see Mateta here with his back to goal. He's in a far more comfortable position, receiving the ball in a central position. Mateta is so comfortable challenging the defender. He controls the ball well with his first touch, and then if we move on to our next screenshot here, he has that composure to then play a pass into Sarr, who's driving into the penalty box. Now, Mateta, his job is not done here. What comes next is the icing on the cake. He's done the back-to-goal stuff. He's made the pass, but now he's looking to impact the penalty area. We can see him here now. He's running. He's span away from his defender, and he continues to make the run on the defender's blind side, and that's really important. He enables him to get into a high-valuing goal-scoring position. Before then, by Muniz, he fires the ball across the goal, and he's then in the perfect position to score. Here we see Mateta inside the box, positioned centrally with his back to goal and a defender tight to him from behind. This is Mateta in a nutshell. Now, this time, he doesn't get involved directly with the build-up as Palace progress the ball over to the right wing. As we can see here, the ball is fired over to the flying wing-back who's made his way into the box. But once again, Mateta, who was once in this position, can we draw where he was before? He was roughly here with this defender tight to him. He's now, as you can see, span away from that defender, hit him on his blind side where he can't see, and is now looking to make this run to the back post. And just like I mentioned a second ago, blindsided runs are making a bit of a trademark in Mateta's game, really, under Glasner. And they haven't always been the go-to. You can see here, he's made that run, and he's now got himself into a goal-scoring position, and it's one of the easiest chances he's going to have. He scores that goal. But let's quickly talk about the blindside stuff, because that's come on leaps and bounds. It really, really has. This is an example of the 21-22 season, with Mateta aiming to make a run in front of the defender, with the cross coming to meet him there. The defender can see what's going on because he hasn't gone on his blind side, and the chance fails to produce anything of substance. Now, I solely believe this is a run that Mateta just doesn't make today. Instead, his instinct would be to attack the defender's blind side, go behind him, with his teammates looking to fire crosses across the goal into the far post, rather than, in this case, looking for the front post right in front of the defender's eyes. And Mateta actually showed the world how much he enjoys making those runs in his recent international appearance for France, and he scored from this moment too. But in that previous example we spoke about before, he was making those blindsided runs, and he was probably looking to make this kind of run here. But of course, by making that run, this defender here totally sees what's going on, he can engage, and it's pretty straightforward. Instead, he's looking to make this run behind him to the back post where the defender there can't see him, and then he's got a fantastic opportunity on goal. This defender here, as we can see, if we magnify on his eyes there, he's not looking at Mateta. He could go and engage, but he's looking at this overlapping Frenchman. So he's not totally wondering what Mateta is doing. And then the creator, who's just driven into the box, knows straight away to play this pass right across goal. Mateta's made this run pretty much here, and then he's got himself into a brilliant goal-scoring position. But this hasn't always been the case. In the early stages, pre-Glasner, Mateta wasn't making these kind of intelligent movements inside the box. And you can see when he started doing that, the XG per shot, the chances that's been created for him, and ultimately his output and goal-scoring records have significantly improved. In the past, it felt like Mateta was almost chasing games of football and would have to go looking for opportunities, even if that meant leaving strong positions and going wider. Now, Crystal Palace's system is designed to feed him as a central reference point. He's the definition of a proper Premier League focal point, and Palace, right now, are reaping the rewards. I should say a huge thank you to Fintan O'Reilly, who put together this wonderful work over on the Total Football Analysis website. I haven't been able to include every piece of detail in this one because he went so in depth on Mateta and how he has transformed under Oliver Glasner. So make sure you check out the full article using the link in the description below. Until next time, I'll see you very soon. Take care.
Want to take your football analysis to the next level? Visit totalfootballanalysis.com now and get a 2-week free trial. Gain exclusive access to in-depth match breakdowns, scouting reports, and expert insights. Don't miss out. Start your free trial today.